Are we live this time?
Wait until it comes on one of our screens.
Hi everyone, if you can see us. We thought we were live.
Been talking to you all for ages and we weren't even live.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we're live. Hello.
Ah.
Let's try again.
At the risk of repeating myself. Hi Kiwi. Hi Dee. Hey Hench, very just tried to debunk Neil Barnard's 21 Reasons. Oh God, I was saying this all 2 times now. We were talking for ages. Yeah, I was just saying that with Sverige, he just has the same old nonsense. I've debunked him so many times, but if that video's got a decent amount of views, I will give that a look actually. In fact, let me just pop that in the other window.
And I'll say again, hello, happy Friday, everyone.
Yeah, do some greetings or something.
How's your week been? Who's looking forward to the weekend? We've had some new lockdown easing-ish rules come about in the UK, so it was over the next several months. We'll start to slowly come out of it, but the next month the rules are pretty much the same. You can meet like one person outside. It's ridiculous, but by the summer, fingers crossed, we can have, well, at least outdoor gatherings with up to 30 people. So that'll be nice.
Oh yeah, that's got 23k views. Yeah.
And if he's talking about Neil Barnard, will you get some views from people who, you know,
Don't know.
like him? If he's
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it's worth a go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, got to say hello to everyone again. Gemma Jackson's in the house. Hangout's life in the house. Follow her. Richard Benham's in the house. Mark Crossy is here. Our good friend Andre, good day to you. Anne-Marie Wellington. Andre. He just noticed there's a Gemma emoji, said Go Vegan Jackson. Yeah, we should get these emojis on the go more often, shouldn't we? They're well snazzy. Andre, Hench, I was wondering the title of your video is Sverige Destroys Vegan, etc. Joey Cubstorm does the same trick. Do anti-vegan titles get more clicks? Sometimes they seem to. And what I really like about it is when a video gets a few views and then a big percentage of the thumbs up and thumbs downs are thumbs downs. And I think, right, so therefore a lot of people clicked on that who were anti-vegan, expecting one thing, and they didn't like what they saw. But, you know, they're then hearing the counter-arguments, aren't they? And I'm sure that there must be a bit of benefit there sooner or later. Super chat.
Richard Benham kindly donated £5.60. Ha! 9. Why is he half invisible?
It's a bit greeny yellow.
Happy payday and Friday. Have some beans on toast for me.
You can get a lot of beans for that.
Yeah.
Then toast.
Also, if you could have a superpower, what would you have?
Infinite beans on toast.
Unlimited nooch. That's a great question. Superpower.
That is a really good question.
To be able to turn someone vegan with my thoughts, just with a look.
Yeah.
Is that such a thing?
Why not?
Maybe even further than that, like to be able to get people to understand perspectives, the perspectives of other beings.
Wow, I wonder if you could heal the planet with that.
So it wouldn't just be about animals, would it be about like, we wouldn't have wars and all sorts, would we, if we were understanding other people's perspectives?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I'd have X-ray vision so I can see everyone's underwear.
You weirdo. You've made it weird.
Right.
Why would you just see their underwear? Why wouldn't you look at their undercarriage?
One man, 1 year, 150, is in the house. Follow him on the gram. We're doing an Instagram live interview tomorrow. He's an amazing weight loss warrior. You won't believe how well he's doing. He's a real inspiration. So do follow One Man, 1 Year, 150 on the gram, and do tune in 2 p.m. GMT or 9 a.m. EST. Oh yeah, and you're speaking to that. Yeah, you've already said it. Brilliant.
You already said it a minute ago when the camera wasn't
Yeah, that's
on.
the second time I've said it, to be fair. Yeah, so I'm excited to chat to that man. He's awesome. Jeff Carter, thoughts on Beyond Meats that are made only with seitan, nutritionist, and dried vegetables. What are you saying?
Like a homemade version, or is there a Beyond Meats that's made from just those things?
Yeah.
Which one are you saying?
Yeah.
Well, either way, it sounds alright.
So not as good as Whole Foods, perhaps, but better than the alternative and better than a standard Beyond Burger by far.
You have seitan from time to time, don't you?
From time to time.
Yeah.
Chris Grant's in the house. Good to see you. Our good friend, the vegan mooncat. I'm just making a couple of people extra moderators. Don't feel obliged to moderate if you can't be asked, but I just want to make at least a couple of extra moderators. Because I think you deserve some recognition for your years of service. Right, Sunshine Skews. What time should I take my B12 and D3 supplements, before or after breakfast? B12 is better, I believe, on an empty stomach, preferably sublingually. So, but vitamin D you do want with at least a modicum of dietary fats. So that's the sort of proviso.
So the Vivo one comes with
it's in oil,
fat,
isn't it?
doesn't it? So does that mean you don't need to have it with fat?
I
really?
expect so. Yeah, I
okay.
expect so. I mean, I would just have like at least half a walnut's worth of fats as well, just to.
Yeah, so most meals have fat, so you just have it with a meal, wouldn't you?
If you're eating a healthy diet, you know, even if it wasn't particularly high in overt fats, but you've got a moderate amount of calories, like there's some fats comes along with things. Even like oats and stuff, it's got fat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and do follow Vegan Mooncat on the tubes. He's great as normal, I should say. Anne-Marie Wellington's here. And Lolly, good to see you. Entirely Ernest is in the house. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, he is a plonker. Hi, Stacey Langley. How are you doing? Nice to see you, lovely. Jose is here. And Peter Cunnington. Good to see you all. Digital X-Maze. Do you have any bad habits you're trying to stop? Picking my nose and eating it. It's not good. It's not a good way to get your greens. Got any bad habits?
I don't know if this counts, but I've been reading a Joe Dispenza book, or listening to one, an audio book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So I'm trying to break the habit of being myself. so he's basically saying that we just get stuck, you know, in our past. We're just constantly living in our minds, like in our past. So we're just like recreating that. We're living there and recreating that over and over again, you know. And so yeah, I'm trying to focus more on the future that I want to create rather than focusing on the past that's already happened. So I'm trying to get into a habit of, anytime I notice myself like ruminating over the past or worrying about the future, to like tell myself compassionately to stop. And like I think he says to tell yourself change when you catch yourself doing that, and then to think, okay, like, well, what is this telling me that I want, and to focus on something more creative. That's my current practice. I don't know if that counts as what you were saying, but what do you say?
You know, I'm doing all the things. I'm doing all the healthful, positive things. The only thing that I do, which I'm not really proud of, is like these call-out videos and like negatively sort of focus things. But sort of a means to an end at the minute to help grow influence for a positive reason. So other than that, no, I don't think so.
What about you guys?
Yeah, who's got bad habits they'd like to break? Michael Pruz, I was happy to see you too, and the last video from Destroying Your Vegan Nonsense was hilarious as always. Thank you very much. Appreciate you saying that. Despite what I just said about hating making those videos. Well, it's not that I hate making them, but it doesn't feel good to be putting out negative energy. Johnny the Legs is in the house. Monty Rodney. Very good. 130. Well, what 13? Oliver, Mr. Been Vegan for 1 year. Let's have some rounds of applause for 130 Oliver. I want to see them rounds of applause emojis.
I really want to see you wiggle those fingers.
I really want to see you wiggle those fingers. Jose's been vegan for 6 years. Well, that needs a clap as well.
Oh.
We've been vegan nearly 9 years.
Round of applause for us too. Yeah.
That's 18 years between us.
Yeah.
Where's that Cherie? There she is. Let's spanner her as well.
Yeah.
Typhoon J. Hey yo, do chia seeds need to be ground? Only if you want to get any omega-3 from them. Probably like, probably they can be soaked for a while and whatever. It's really the fact that the shells are so thick relative to the size of the seed, you know. So yeah, if they're not kind of ground up or otherwise like jellified, and you chew them up, you don't absorb the omega-3 apparently, according to a study, what they've done.
Super chat.
Super chat. Peter Cunnington kindly donated $2 Australian. Glad you made the £3 a day eating video and healthy. Yeah, I saw he was going to do that. Yeah,
You've done a couple of those, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a couple of...
Nice.
Yeah,
they're good, those videos. It proves, how cheap it is to be vegan and how you can still hit all your macros, micros, whatever, get everything you need. Yeah, it's very good.
Super chat. Johnny the Legs, you generous bugger. £20. That is so generous. What are you doing on? What are you, rich? Thank you. That's really nice. Yeah, thank you very much. Hi guys, I read that Gwyneth Paltrow, or however you spell it, I knew what you meant anyway, has been on a keto plant-based diet. She's gone from having her head in a box to having her head in the clouds.
It's always good to know what celebrities are up to, because if we get in there, if Paul gets in there quick enough, he can make videos about them, how to do their diet optimally or whatever. So if you guys ever hear of anyone who's like flirting with the idea of being vegan, celebrities, or they're doing they've done a video or something about what they eat in a day, or a newspaper, magazine article or something, and then even if they're not eating vegan, but they're showing what they are eating and they're trying to lose weight or whatever, you can always respond to that, can't you, and say like, oh, well, if you ate vegan, it would be much easier, or whatever, be healthy.
I'm just laughing because Mark and Cherie are on about timing out each other and stuff.
No, you don't abuse your power. Thank you so much, Johnny the
Yeah,
That's
is
really
so
kind.
generous, you lovely man.
Do you think you'd want to respond to her and say like she should get on a high carb diet? Like,
do you know what I mean? As long as people are bloody vegan, like, is my time better spent elsewhere?
Okay, I see your point. Yeah, critiquing
but
someone.
But then, if it's a huge star and, there's some things to be learned, and, if they've got a huge following, it can behoove you. So, yeah, maybe I'll give it some thought.
I'll have a little look, see if I can find any articles about what she eats in a day or whatever.
Right, just looking for questions. The
first article I've come across is like Gwyneth Paltrow said she had COVID. She's doing keto to ease something. Wow.
How is a keto diet going to help a virus?
Keto to cleanse and ease her long-lasting symptoms. Right, yeah, well, let's look into that.
Valo, hi Hench and Gemma. Is there a difference between sugar and starch in terms of muscle building effect? I mean, it's calories in, calories out, isn't it? So you need to be at least at maintenance calories or above, you know, and then on a progressive overload workout regime. It's really like the sort of protein, obviously, that actually builds muscle. So I would go for a nice mix of starch and sugary fruits. I tend to I'll get about a third of my carbs probably from beans and then all the accompanying veggies and things. Then a third of my carbs from like a major starch source, like a tuber or a whole grain. And then about a third of my carbs I get from fruits, either dried fruits or tropical fruits. Or if I'm cutting, the percentage goes down and I go more towards apples and oranges and things, so the volume stays the same. But I think in that way, you know, you get the range of micronutrients. And of course, you could just do it with like white rice and table sugar, get your calories, but you know, it's not going to be so optimal for sports performance. It's certainly not going to be optimal in terms of longevity and health. But you probably knew that already, I would imagine. Digital Xmage, if you had to live off only one type of legume bean, what would it be and why? Lentils. Lentils, because they're so small, they've got a lot more surface area to mass ratio. So therefore they're the most antioxidant rich of the legumes. And also I think they're a little lower in fibre. But either way, they tend to break down a lot easier, particularly those little red lentils. So for a bodybuilder, they're much more digestible and kind of absorbable, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, and much higher antioxidants. So that would be my thought process there.
I like chickpeas just because they're my favourite tasting one. That's what I'd say.
If I was going for favourites, like butter beans are probably the ones I enjoy the most. I like the look of black beans. Yeah, but lentils would be where I would go. Olia, hey Hench, I've been vegan for 6 months. Nice. Seems like I've lost all my muscle. What are you, a skeleton now? Could you give advice if it's not processed food? So basically, you just need to eat enough calories. So if you wanted to do it healthily, which it sounds like you are, so kudos to you, good on you. You know, you need to eat the more calorically dense things. Basically, you need to eat enough calories. So work out what that might be. So something like a total daily energy expenditure calculator, or TDEE calculator. You can find those online, and you plug in your metrics, and then you add a multiplier on for your kind of activity level, and it'll give you a ballpark figure of calories to aim for. And so what you need to do is eat that many calories for a week. Weigh yourself, say, on a Monday morning after the loo, before you eat and drink anything. That's your true weight. Repeat that protocol a week later after having eaten the amount of calories that has been suggested for you. And of course, you want to be in a slight surplus as well to put weight on. And if your weight's gone up that little bit, great, keep eating those calories for now until it stalls and you need to add more calories in. And if it doesn't go up, say you're at maintenance, add in a couple of 100 calories, and then next week you'll see your weight's now gone up. Protein. You don't need so much protein on a bulk as you do on maintenance or like a recomp or a cut. You only need about 1.6 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day, as opposed to 2. So if you're struggling to get the calories in, it's really legumes, whole grains. You know, I use a bit of tofu. It is processed, but it's not too unhealthful. You know, it's pretty good. It's not as good as the whole bean, but it's not too bad. Like I use a little seitan sometimes. Tempeh is really good. Personally, I use a couple of scoops of a protein powder, but you shouldn't need, you know, if you eat enough calories, pretty much all whole foods. For the masses, you get enough protein without even trying. But for a larger strength or physique athlete, or someone doing like a physique athlete on a cut, 1 or 2 servings of a more processed plant protein may potentially be a benefit to you, is all I'm saying. But other than that, enough calories. So, I say legumes, whole grains, your protein sources. Fruits, you want to go to more towards the tropical and dried fruits because they're more calorically dense. Perhaps you could go a little higher in overt fats, nut seeds, whole nut and seed butters, avocados. Smoothies are a good strategy as well. It's easier to drink calories than to eat them. Anything else I've forgotten there?
I don't think so.
Nice.
The 2 super chats. Oh, one's through Streamlabs, so you can't see it on the screen, I believe. I think that's the first one.
This one?
Yeah.
Kieran Forrest very generously donated 5 UK bucks. Thank you, my friend. I want to put my cat on a plant-based diet, but I don't want to give her hard food. She doesn't have many teeth. What kind of food does your cat? I'll let you field that one.
Yeah, I have some thoughts. So obviously a well-prepared plant-based diet, it is okay for cats. Like
so it needs to be a complete food is the point.
Yeah, so we give our cat Benevo. It's a complete cat food, has everything in it that she needs. She's been on it for many years now. She's doing great. But we had
She's crackers, man. She's flipping crackers.
Yeah, has plenty of energy and all that great stuff. We had another cat, Mitzi. She passed, but she lived to about 12. She was meant to only live a year, the vet said. And many of those years, at the end, she was on a plant-based
6
diet.
or 7.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how many, but
yeah. So it obviously didn't hurt her.
She had to have a lot of her teeth taken out because she got really bad gum disease. She had a heart problem, and so she got like really sick over time. But the vet had to take. She only had these tiny little ones in the front. Like she barely had it, none at the back. She barely had any, not her big ones or anything. And I said to the vet, "Oh, does she have to be on like? Can she chew like food?" And he said, "Oh, she can just have normal food." And she had biscuits, and she enjoyed them, and she just ate them fine. So
some people do soak biscuits, don't they?
Yeah, so for a long time what I would do is I'd offer her some that had been soaked in water so they were soft and not soaked ones, and she always ate the not soaked ones. So I just end up giving her those after a time.
Benevo also do wet food though, don't they, anyway?
They do.
It's for cats or dogs.
Yeah, I gave that. I tried we had 3 cats at the time. This is many years ago, and I tried them all on the canned wet food, and none of them liked it. But they were going straight from eating meat to then trying that. They didn't like it. I wonder about trying Cowboy on some of it now. I wonder if she'd like it after all this time. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess there's a couple of different biscuit options that I know of, and I know of 1 or 2. There might be 2. Another brand might have it. 1 or 2 like canned food ones that you could try, and yeah, in regards to the teeth issue, like you could speak to your vet about whether she has to be on wet. I mean, it's probably better for animals to be on wet food. You know, I think that is a thing. But unfortunately, there's not so many options yet for vegan pet food. Another thing I used to do when my cat first had some teeth issues, I used to grind the biscuits up, just ground them up for her and gave them to her like that before she was having her surgery. And yeah, she liked it like that for a time. But
anyway, yeah, thanks for the super chat, Kieran, and good luck with that. Let us know how you get on.
It's a complicated issue, isn't it?
It is a complicated issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Just looking for questions.
Super chat.
Oh, super chat. Mooncat, you lovely man. He's very generously donated 2 UK bucks. I thought the other day. I had a thought the other day that really disappointed myself. If I could stop all animal suffering instantly, but would have to sacrifice myself. I'm not sure I could do it. I know it's not a situation that's going to happen, but it still made me very sad.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we have the right to self-defence and to live just the same as animals do.
We all want to live. That's just a hardwired part of us.
That's why it's right to be kind to animals, because they want to live. So you're an animal, so you want to live. So I invite you to be kind to yourself. You're a lovely man.
Yeah. Yep. You're getting into the realm of philosophy there. Like, oh, if there's a train track and you turn the lever, one of your family dies, or the other side, 20 or 100 strangers die. Which do you do? Like, it's all like that.
Definitely the family die.
You don't say it. It's all silly, isn't it? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry.
That's a really interesting thought. I disappointed myself. I could stop all animal suffering instantly. That's an interesting one.
It is.
Bless him. Yeah, well, that tells me that you're good people if you're thinking like that. Right, where was I?
Probably skipped forward a bit, so if we've missed your comment or question, put it again.
Entirely honest, how did you two meet? I'll let you get that one. You know that. You were there.
I was there.
You were one of them.
Thanks. We both worked in a nightclub. I was a receptionist and like barmaid, and you were a doorman and
Head doorman at the time.
Yep. And second on reception, wasn't I? Yeah, I was promiscuous, and I said to Paul, "It's my birthday next week. What are you going to give me?" And
Saucy.
He told me.
I obliged.
He told me what he'd be prepared to give me. I said, "I'll come around later then."
So they couldn't bloody get rid of her after that. I'd done such a good job.
So I went round, yeah.
Good point.
And I never went home for 2 years. Then we parted for 4 years. Then we found our way back together again, and now it's been 12
years,
I think. We're not very good with dates and anniversaries and all that sort of thing, are we? I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a bad smell. It keeps coming back.
Say that again. Right, where was I? Sunshine excuse. Does alcohol provide any health benefits, or should it be avoided entirely?
You wish it did.
Well, you get some people arguing that there's resveratrol in red wine, but there's also increased, stomach cancer risk and, liver disease. And alcohol kills good gut bugs, but feeds bad bacteria in the colon, and that's all potential for good health. There may be one or two healthful components, but on aggregate, it's a huge negative. And if you want some resveratrol, you could just eat some grapes. In fairness, so I'm going to say no on that one. A huge no. Even 1 unit really raises certain cancer risks really dramatically. Just 1 unit apparently. Typhoon J. Is that Jackie? Have I forgotten? Is that Jackie? That's Jackie, isn't it? I've had a brain fart today and just forgotten the name for some reason. I've been eating roughly a paperclip sized piece of soaked kelp for a few days. But I don't know how much iodine is in this portion. What do you think? Well, it's basically 1/16 of a teaspoon of kelp powder is the minimum RDA. So I wouldn't want to say. I mean, my guess is that maybe, that's hard to say, isn't it? That's probably about right, but you may be slightly under, potentially. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, once you dried it out, because obviously, yeah, and how thick is. I wouldn't like to say. I really, because I wouldn't want to tell you wrong. And
how can he find out for sure?
I would get some kelp powder and then weigh it, do a 1/16 of a teaspoon, and then weigh it on some micro scales, and then do the same thing with the dried kelp before you soak it. But I would maybe go, if I had to offer a suggestion, were it me, so I'm not telling you what to do, but were it me, I'd maybe go in at about double that, because, I don't want to just scrape in at the minimum RDA to not get a disease. I want a good, functional, healthy, decent whack of iodine. And
how big's the paperclip though? They come in different sizes. Do you mean a really small one? Or?
Yeah. I suppose there's sort of standardish ones.
I would Google conversion of kelp.
To paper clips.
Kelp, what would it be called? Kelp stripped or whatever it's called on the pack to kelp powder to see if there's a conversion.
Good luck finding that. Maybe it's there.
You do get a lot of stuff like that online. Yeah, I'm often doing cooking and wanting to know how much powder for this much of it. whatever, you know. I'd try that. Cowboy.
Oh, so there's a guy here called Harshit Garg. I live in India, Delhi. I'm 14 years old, and you're biggest fan, and you're a vegan, and we love you as well, my friend.
Oh, that's nice.
How's the vegan scene where you are in India? Oh, in Delhi. How's the vegan scene there? And I'm a huge fan of Indian culture and food, and some of the nicest people I know are Indian. We've got a lot of friends from the Hare Krishna community, and they're such beautiful people. So yeah, and the best food. It is my favourite food by far. I'm very jealous. I want to be in Delhi. Andre, Dr. Danielle Bellardo did a plant-based keto experiment, tracked her health markers. It went well for her. She's cardiologist, so I think you want to do a plant-based keto. You should follow her approach. I bet Esselstyn would have a point of view, but then, she's not probably a pre-existing problem person. Like, he deals with, end of life kind of people, doesn't he? So I suppose that's different, isn't it? What do I know? I'm not a cardiologist. Right. I've got no idea about rainforests, I'm afraid, sunshine skis. I'm more in your health and fitness realm. Zoe Williams in the house, good to see you. Sunshine skis, is one egg as bad as eating smoking 5 cigarettes? I don't know. But it's a bit like saying, is it worse to be shot or stabbed, is something I'd say. I'd rather have neither. I don't eat anymore. That is unethical. I just want to know if that statement is true. From what perspective? And, I don't think the science is really... I know people have said things before, but I don't really know that there's enough science to say things exactly like that or whatever. But what I will say is the number one killer of humans is heart disease. How is that formed? The only critical risk factor is an elevated serum LDL. 3 things raise your LDL, 2 of which are in eggs, 1 of which cholesterol. Eggs have the most of any food, so it's not a healthy thing to eat. It's really not. It's blinking stupid. Yeah, there was a mod raffle. We made £50,000 recently. 50
grand. We're rich.
Cool, we're off. See you later, suckers. We've got better things to do. Got to spend my money.
What would you spend it on if you had £50,000?
More money.
Let's move house. Let's move away from this.
Move house,
from the squeaky mice.
Yeah. Sunshine skis. Is impossible meat unethical to buy since they used animal testing? And that's not. Did they do animal testing, or did they get cells stem cells or whatever it is, or are they cloning their cells? In which case, that's not vegan. So technically, I guess that's not ethical. It's certainly a lot better than the alternative, though, isn't it? If that is indeed what they did. I don't really know a lot about these processed products companies because I don't eat the stuff.
Let's get some lab-grown pet food options that are
That
vegan.
would be so good, wouldn't it?
That would be very good. It would be much better for pets, companion animals. Yeah, better for their health.
Yeah. Shinobian, me, vegan 5 years, and my partner 5 years, vegan 3 years, partner 5 years. We'll be trying for a baby soon. Once her body goes back to normal from the contraception, what advice, guidance should we follow for her and the baby? Just eat healthfully. Eat healthily. Whole foods, plant-based. Make sure you're getting all your micronutrients. What are nutrients of concern? Folate, isn't it?
She could try taking an adaptogen like ashwagandha that helps to balance hormones out. It might help her to balance
for
hormones
hormonal
out
health.
quicker, coming off of, contraceptives.
Yeah, that's a
what
good
that's
idea,
what
isn't it?
That's what I do. Because it can take a little while, can't it, when you trying to come off that stuff. So, yeah, I'd look into adaptogens. Ashwagandha seems to be a very popular one.
But yeah, just get all the nutrients. Just have a look on Chronometer, plug in the foods she's eating, and basically we all need to be eating pretty much all whole foods, plant-based, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. Enough calories, enough range, hit those micronutrients. Of course, we need to add in vitamin D if we're not getting sun, B12. DHA is going to be important, obviously, as well. But all the essential vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids. So few people walking around are probably hitting them all. So few. So particularly if you're now going to try and bring a new life into the world like this, super important.
You were saying for the baby as well, like this book, Becoming Vegan, talks about nutrients per age, stages of life. So that's quite a good book to have as a parent.
Pregnancy, lactation, baby, all the nutrients.
And one extra thing, not diet related, that I'd say is like stress management, because that affects so much. If you're stressed, then that affects your adrenals. Maybe if you're pumping out those adrenaline, your adrenals get spent, and they're on like an axis with your sex hormones and your thyroid. It can all come like out of balance. So managing stress, like stressful jobs and whatnot. Maybe both you start meditating. That's something that I'd highly recommend. Well, for everybody, for just any reason, really. But yeah, get enough sleep and like manage stress and stuff, I'd say as well.
Ha!
Oh no! Don't make him mount him.
He's having a ride on there. Put your mind out of the gutter. Blake Anthony's in the house. Just watched your storage video and then saw you alive. Thanks for joining, my friend. Good to have you. UK Vegan Family's here. Subscribe to them, they're great. Jeff Carr, is it true that too much iron and copper can be toxic for it? Iron is super toxic. It creates hydroxyl radicals, which
they're bad people.
Really nasty. But enough vitamin E can detoxify those levels. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to risk it personally. I would just not like overload on like metals. It's crazy to do that. That's just kind of Frank Tufano type hijinks. Obviously vitamin E is an antioxidant, but yeah. And then like, what are you doing to get that vitamin E in? Like, if you're mega dosing like a synthetic supplement, oftentimes synthetic supplements do more harm than good. I say just don't overdo, minerals in the first place. Just have a, healthy amount.
Apparently the mods are fighting. We need a mod to moderate the mods. Who wants to be the mod to moderate the mods?
Who wants to be the mod? Right, where was I? I don't know. I've really lost my place.
I think Andre's off. Goodbye, Andre.
Thanks for hanging, Andre. Right, I think I'm finding where I was.
Don't forget to thumb up the stream, everyone. Thumb up the stream, please.
UK Vegan Family's been enjoying our recent short vids. Thank you. Yeah, we're just seeing if they help to grow the channel. Supposedly they do. They're not taken off half as well as Reels and TikToks, but supposedly it can take a while for YouTube to work out where to place them. So we're making them anyway for Reels, so might as well just upload them here as well, I suppose. But yeah, we're enjoying it actually.
Fun, haven't they?
Although the other day we said we didn't think they were worth the while, probably, but yeah, maybe they are. And yeah, we're having fun, aren't we? They're very silly. And yeah, thanks for the love. Here we are. This is where I was. Ross, is vitamin D harmful without vitamin K2? I hear many people talk about how vital vitamin D supplementation is. Another risk of vascular calcification might be worth a vid. Much love. Thanks for the love, my friend. Well, You know, I don't really know like what are the risks of having a certain vitamin without another one. All I can say is if you eat a healthy diet, it's not something you need to concern yourself with, because, you know, my diet is many times the amount of vitamin K that's required by the human body. I get, but it's obviously K1, and then the conversion rate's not terribly high. By, you know, and there's bacteria in several of our body's organs that convert K1 into K2. The conversion rate's not particularly high, but I get so many more times than what I need. I guess it's just a non-issue, you know. So I really say don't worry about kind of individual nutrients so much like that, other than B12 and D3, because obviously they don't tend to come from the diet, or at least not as easily. But yeah, make sure that you're getting your nutrients through your healthy food, because, you know, something's going to go wrong somewhere if you don't, you know. That's what I say. Thank you, Blake. You're very, very kind. Really appreciate you. Wait, zoologist. That's me. Yeah, make Jeff a moderator.
Good old Jeff.
Blackjack Buzz, what's your opinion of rice? It's great for throwing at weddings. No, you shouldn't throw that at weddings. So yeah, so obviously whole grain is good, refined not so good. But there are better whole grains, because there is that thing where some rice is kind of contaminated with arsenic. So it's not like it's going to kill you tomorrow, but with most grains, with 3 servings a day, you get like a 10% reduction of like all different types of cancers, like the risk of, but not with the rice. And the thought is that the arsenic is, you know, undoing that good. So the net benefit is like it's neutral. Like it's like you might as well have not eaten it in terms of cancer protection. So I eat it occasionally. I eat the odd rice cake even, which is not great because obviously that's full of acrylamides. But yeah, but prefer to stick to the whole grains, prefer to stick to intact, prefer to eat things other than rice. That's not to say I don't eat rice though. UK vegan family, plant-based health professionals have great resources for pregnancies and for raising little vegans. That's very good, isn't it? I might give that a little look.
I bet there's loads. I mean, there is already that I know of loads of great resources out there for vegans, but I bet there's so many now. Yeah, I love a lot of sites like Veganuary and things. There's so many of them have like, you know, recipes, eating out guides, just everything you could want. You can just find it these days. It's great.
Jeff Carter, I'm vegan, but I refuse to take supplements. Where can I get my vitamins from? I heard nutritional yeast has a great amount of vitamin B12. Nutritional yeast has no B12 unless it's fortified with a supplement. I think there are plant versions of B12 supposedly. Water lentils, sea hawthorn, is it called? Supposedly quinoa sprouts can have it. I don't know. I don't think the science is... Some people say that those water lentils are good. Dr. Greger says they've not been tried in vivo, like in people, like studies. So he really says like we ought to take a supplement. If you get it wrong, you're risking dementia, paralysis, and death. So I say take your supplement personally.
My curiosity is about why don't you want to take any supplements? Yeah, definitely like eating a whole food, like healthy plant-based diet. You don't need to take tons of supplements.
You should certainly limit them and only take what's required. Yes. Yeah, I will say that.
Like B12, like, what is it, 38% of Americans are B12 deficient and only like 2% of those or whatever are vegan. So it's mostly non-vegans that are B12 deficient, and we used to get it from like water and things, but now we sanitize everything. So it's not about that, like say for B12, that it's not like
natural.
Yeah, natural.
It's not that it's an unnatural diet. It's
the
that
world we live in
the
now,
environment's
you know?
become unnatural.
Yeah, and then so say for like D3, well, most of us aren't naked walking around in the sun all day long. perhaps like we used to. So maybe it's a good idea to take that depending on like where you live. But that's, you know, you don't need to take tons of other supplements, you know.
Yeah. If you're eating a well-rounded diet, I think you're right. Like you should really not take as many as you can help. Really.
Yeah.
Iodine you can get from seaweed. That's essential.
Maybe put your foods into a chronometer. You can get it free on the computer, or it's like $2.99 on a phone, or maybe you can find another app, you know, as well that's free for tracking things. But on chronometer, you put in all your food for like the day, and then it tells you all your macro and micronutrients, like what you've got and what you're missing and stuff. It's great.
Goji Man just released a video before we came on air. Full day of eating 3 pounds a day, every micronutrient here. I've done a couple of videos like that in the past. One at Aldi, one at Lidl, I think. So if you search my channel. Yeah, it's very doable.
Oh, excuse me.
Melissa, hi lovelies. Hello to you. I'm wondering if you can help since going vegan. I've noticed drier skin and drier eyes. What could I be lacking? I'm lost. Yeah, so it sounds likely like a nutritional deficiency. A lot of the fat-soluble nutrients are often to blame for that sort of thing. Like
Can it be
vitamin E and
dehydration
things.
as well?
Yeah. So, you know, make sure you're hydrated. You want to be peeing fairly clear like most of the day. Get on the chronometer app, plug in your foods. Make sure you're hitting all your micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids. You know, you want a couple of tablespoons at least of ground flax or chia. I would add in some things like sunflower seeds for vitamin E, avocado as well. But, you know, it's, like I said a minute ago, so few people are hitting all their vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids. These are essential. Very few people hit all of them, but they're essential for good health. So things like skin and stuff, you know, it's not going to be the best for most people. So yeah, really don't think in terms of like individual nutrients. Think in terms of hitting all your micros, you know, all your vitamins, all your minerals, omega-3, omega-6. These are the essential nutrients, and of course water is essential as well. And a lot of people are walking around dehydrated. I think zinc might be one as well. Zinc particularly. Sunshine Skews. Are almonds not vegan since they require pollination from bees and the bees are shipped? I'm sure there's almonds growing in places where there are bees, but of course we are losing bees, so sooner or later there'll be no bees the way we're going, and so no foods would be vegan at that point if you paid regard to that. Do you know what I mean? It's not something I really concern myself with at this stage. But of course it's entirely possible not to eat almonds if that does worry you.
Chronometer. Someone's asking what I'll write it in. Chronometer.com, I think it is.
Richard Benham took a vow in the first lockdown to do things more calmly and take more time to relax the brain. Massive game changer. Couldn't live without meditation. Same. We do loads of that, don't we? Meditation, breath work, cold therapy.
Yep.
And
I
exercising.
love it. I now do it twice a day. As soon as I wake up and as I'm trying to go to sleep at night, because I can take a long time to drop off. But I've been falling asleep quicker, actually. I'd like to add a third one in the day, but there's no time. I'd like to go on a meditation retreat and spend like a week meditating or something. That would be really cool.
Sunshine Skis. Is wine a car non-vegan, stearic acid in the tyres, etc. This, you know, is. If you paid regard to all that, you basically wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't be able to function in this society because it's just not set up. So veganism isn't zero animal exploitation. It's doing as little as you can, but still being able to function in this world. And of course, we want to end all of it, of course. But you know, if you paid regard to all that, like you wouldn't be able to use banknotes in the UK. You wouldn't be able to use banknotes. Like you wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to go on a road because the tarmac's
You couldn't cross the street to go to the shop or whatever.
Yeah, you couldn't. You just couldn't fart. Don't worry about it.
But I mean, there's at least one completely vegan car now, isn't there? If you were, you know, concerned about that. Times are changing.
Times are a-changing. Clutch, why is eating animals unhealthy? It kills them. Then they can't live. Oh, if you mean in terms of why is it unhealthy for us, it leads to 14 of the 15 leading causes of death. That's why it's unhealthy. The other being accidents. So eat whole foods, plant-based, look where you're going, and you'll be all right.
Have a look at nutritionfacts.org if you want to look up some real science about this kind of stuff. But if you think about it like really logically, like so lions, you know, they eat animals, they don't get heart disease, and it's our number one killer. We're just not designed for it.
We don't metabolize sat, fat, trans fats, and cholesterol at the rates that lions do.
Our arteries just go like this, you know, and then everything stops working. Why do we want to drink dairy from another species? It's really weird.
It's weird if you think about it.
It's so very weird.
I don't want to swallow anything that comes out of an animal, not out of any of their holes.
You wouldn't drink like dog milk, you know, so why would you want to drink cow's milk?
It's weird.
Very strange. Yeah.
Vegan something. I'm sure I've seen research indicating that the lowest arsenic is in basmati rice. Yeah, basmati is meant to be one of the better ones. A lot of it depends like where it was grown. And then there's some other strains, I think, like wild rice and black rice. I think wild rice technically isn't rice, so it looks like rice. And you can eat it like rice. And then black rice, the way they're grown, I understand that they tend to be very low in arsenic as well. One man, one fiddy is off. Yeah, see you tomorrow, my friend. I can't wait. Have a good evening, my friend. He's right nice. Plant Pad Runners in the house. Good to see you. What time have we got? We did come on a little late, didn't we?
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll do 8 more minutes, guys. 8 more minutes. Get your comments or questions in.
I think you're quite behind. I wonder if you want to...
Yeah.
Or have you just skipped forward already?
I don't know.
Or maybe you weren't that behind now. I had a feeling that you were quite far back.
I'm going to skip forwards a little bit. If I miss your comments or questions, do pop it back in the chat if you want me to get to them. Richard Benham, Hench, will you be watching Seaspiracy in a few weeks on Netflix? I sure will. Yeah, it's one of our, well, not one of our friends, someone we know from back in the day. He's a lovely guy, isn't he? Ali Tabrizi.
I'm not sure I want to watch it. I think it'll be very sad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there is that in there. No, I probably won't watch it, actually. Yeah.
It's
But
good,
I am
it's
very
good to
excited
know
that it's
all the
coming
info
on.
from
I'll
it.
certainly share it.
But yeah, I think I'd cry my eyes out.
You're a good person, Mukul. You're a good person. Looking for questions. Clutch. Are vaccines vegan? Sometimes they test on animals. So historically, by law, they all had to be tested on animals. Since the COVID thing and the urgency, there's the first time they've not been tested on animals. Of course, some vaccines contain animal-derived products. And then some people argue about stem cells from an aborted fetus from the 1960s. So that's the whole range of gumph. And again, like, veganism isn't perfection. Veganism is doing your best in an imperfect world. And if your choice is have a vaccine or, you know, potentially die, you know, a lot of people will take the vaccine. And, you know, if they're an older person, they're at really high risk from some horrible kind of death. I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't consider them non-vegan for taking it. Race lever's funny. Sorry to hear about that, Daniel. That sounds horrible, bless you.
Let's all have some love. Let's have some hearts, can we? Some love in the chat for Daniel.
Yes, please.
Some love.
He's good people. Looking for questions. Blackjack balls. I'm hearing some people saying that tempeh and tofu are unhealthy. So tempeh is whole soybeans fermented with mycelium, which is like the root of mushrooms. So it's basically 2 whole foods, and it's been fermented. So it's super healthy. Tempeh. Tofu, if it's pure tofu, some of the good stuff has been removed, the fibre, and you lose about half the minerals, but there's nothing bad added. So I wouldn't say that it's unhealthy. I mean, all this healthy, unhealthy is healthy or unhealthy compared to what? So compared to meat, eggs and dairy, tofu is super healthy. Compared to the whole bean that it's made from, you've not got the fibre, you've not got some of the minerals. So it would have been better to eat the soya beans. But you know, it's not bad. So if you, for me, being a larger person, like more muscle mass, you know, maybe trying to put on more muscle or whatever, I'll add in a little tofu because I don't need as much fibre, because I'm eating so much whole plant food already. It doesn't matter if some of it's, you know, not optimal, and it is in the form of tofu. I wouldn't add in something like a tofu cutlet, which has added like sort of flavourings and oil and stuff. Yeah, that does become unhealthy at that point. But if it's pure tofu, you know, like a silken or a firm tofu with no additives, then, you know, not so bad, you know, not optimal, but on the scale of things, I wouldn't. It's really healthy or unhealthy compared to what is the question, rather than like a blanket statement. Zendog, good to be back. I've had a live stream hiatus for like 5 months due to a change in schedule. Still been watching your video content. Oh, I appreciate you, Zendog. I remember you. Hope all is good. Any news on the London venture? No, it's all just come grinding to a halt for now because of trouble in the investor's country where he lives, and obviously just the COVID thing. It's just made things really awkward, but I'm sure we'll be back on track sooner or later. We're waiting to sort of hear, really. Sunshine Skews is buying French fries from McDonald's ethical. I live in Australia and the French fries are vegan and not in America. I mean, you know, you are giving money to people who do fund, you know, animal exploitation. But like, if you worried about that every time, you know, there'd be a lot less outlets that you could buy from. So I think you have to go with your own feeling on that one. And, you know, when they bring out vegan products and just people have this kind of knee-jerk reaction of, oh, I'm not buying from them, you know. I do get that, and I wouldn't particularly want to buy from them, but I don't see it as a bad thing, like, you know, and I would be tempted, you know, if there was just a McDonald's and nothing else and I really needed to eat, I wouldn't feel bad, like, giving them my money, and I would think, you know, this is encouraging them to keep this on the menu, and then maybe people who otherwise would not try a vegan burger, maybe they try it because it's there, and maybe they think it's all right and they switch, you know. So, you know, each to their own.
But you shouldn't, I want to rephrase that. I don't ever want to use the word shouldn't.
You just should all over yourself.
I want you to not eat fries anyway because it's bad for your health.
That's true.
I invite you to have something healthier.
Yeah, you deserve it. You're a good person. Right, I think it's about that time, isn't it? It's about that time. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I've had a lot of fun. Thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on our toast.
And the wolves from the door.
And the cameras rolling. Buy our books, damn you. They're 35% off. We've got 2 and they're great. Link below. Follow us on Instagram, hench_herbivore.
Gemma_herbivore.
I'm just telling you what to do.
Because we're bossy like that.
Vote for me for president. What else have we got to tell them?
We're back on Monday.
I might be back on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday morning. What is it tomorrow? Saturday tomorrow, isn't it? I might be on Sunday morning around 8 a.m. GMT.
Seeing as how you've got that other interview tomorrow, should we work tomorrow and have Sunday off? It's our luxury day.
Yeah, but I don't mind doing my stream before you get up or whatever.
Okay.
I don't like streaming. I'll be on Sunday, about 8 a.m. GMT. Follow me on the gram. I'll tell you when I'm coming on.
You like doing it.
I like doing it. I like hanging out with my peeps, my V gang. What else do we have to say?
Have a nice weekend because it's Friday.
Have a lovely weekend. Check out my new video over on destroying anti-vegan nonsense on that channel. Oh, and check out Reels on Instagram, please. They're going they're doing good, yeah. Instagram and the Talkers. We're doing shorts now and we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we need to do a walk tonight, don't we? Yeah, we better sign off. See you guys on Sunday morning if you're about. If not, Monday evening. Set a reminder on your phone, 6 p.m. GMT. It's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
And a shout.